Philippines, Manila or Quezon City is a popular destination. But oftentimes the hustle and bustle of the city can be more stressful on your vacation. So when you feel the need to reconnect to nature or relax again, there's a beautiful oasis side of the city called the Garden at Ciudad de Victoria. Species that you can see here include hydrangea, snapdragon, and stargazers. They're truly beautiful. The gardens at Ciudad de Victoria are so peaceful, tranquil, and beautiful that it's become a haven for young couples and a very popular venue for engagement photos. The next time you want an escape from the big city, the garden at Ciudad de Victoria is a wonderful place to visit.
Welcome back. Malacanang on Tuesday quashed the claim of Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon that the Duterte administration's ambitious Build infrastructure program is a dismal failure. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo described as baseless the lawmaker's statement that only 9 of the current administration's 75 flagship infrastructure projects have started construction. He said President Rodrigo Duterte's administration has many key infrastructure accomplishments compared to the past government led by former President Benigno Aquino III.
Senator Frank, look at the administration you previously belonged. 6 years, not a single infrastructure na nagawa. Malayong malayo. Sa dami. Do you still have the copy of, Bigay mo nga sa akin para sabihin na natin dito. I will enumerate to you the status of all the infrastructure program. Ang dami.
Pero sir, responding to what the senator said about the administration's Build programs.
It's baseless.
Why is it baseless, sir?
Maraming ang ginagawa ang administrasyon.
He said that only 9 out of 75
Hindi
projects
lang 9.
have already started.
I will read to you how many more.
Around 9 trillion pesos will be earmarked for around 75 big-ticket infrastructure projects that are expected to be implemented until the end of Duterte's term in 2022. Cambodia's self-exiled opposition figurehead Sam Rainsy said Tuesday he had not given up on getting home after an initial bid to return was thwarted and external pressure on strongman Hun Sen would force him to change course. Rainsy spoke to AFP in Malaysia after flying in at the weekend from France, where he has lived since 2015, as he sought to fulfill a vow to return home by Independence Day on Saturday. Hun Sen, who has ruled Cambodia since 1985, had denounced efforts by arch-rival Rainsy and other exiled opposition members to come home as a coup bid and ultimately stopped them with threats of arrest and by pressuring neighboring countries. Thailand, from where Rainsy had planned to cross into Cambodia, barred him from transiting, and he was then prevented from getting on a flight to the kingdom, forcing him to head to Malaysia. The former finance minister said, however, he was still ready to go back to Cambodia at any time and planned to head to Indonesia for several days from Wednesday rather than returning to Europe. He did not give further details, and it was not clear what was fueling his optimism. But he has in the past cut deals with the strongmen to get back to Cambodia, and analysts say without an agreement returning is impossible. The authoritarian leader is facing international pressure following an opposition crackdown. Dozens of activists have been arrested in recent weeks, and last year's one-sided election, which were swept by the government. A major source of pressure is the European Union, which is considering revoking a duty-free tariff scheme for the poor nation's garment sector. Rainsy said Hun Sen would have to shift course as criticism mounted. The European Union is putting stronger and stronger pressure.
No, the problem with Hun Sen, he needs impunity. And power means impunity. If he loses power, he would lose impunity. And losing impunity is the end for Hun Sen.
Right.
He has to be in power to control the police, the judiciary. Controlling the armed force and the judiciary, you can cling to power. They are too scared. Since we announced our return, many people, I would say dozens of people, have been arrested. A larger number of people have been summoned to the court, and even larger of people have gone into hiding. How long, Sokhua? How long do I plan to be in Indonesia?
Until the 15th.
Okay.
And the next decision is not confirmed yet.
It could be Cambodia, hopefully.
The Philippine Stock Exchange Index barely rose Tuesday along with the local currency as investors stayed on the sidelines vis-a-vis latest developments overseas. The PSEI increased by 0.04% or 2.96 points to 8,012.34 points. All shares index shed 0.01% or 0.66 points to 4,788.62 points. Most of the sectors ended in the red, led by the financials with a decline of 0.29% and was followed by the industrial 0.22%, holding firm 0.09% and mining and oil 0.03%. Property rose by 0.49% and services by 0.27%. Volume totaled to 489.23 million shares, amounting to 4.7 billion pesos. Losers led gainers at 100 to 76, while 57 shares were unchanged. Regina Capital Managing Director Luis Limlingan attributed the little movement of the main gauge to, among others, the Veterans Day holiday in the U.S. and the wait-and-see stance on the U.S. House Intelligence Committee's first public impeachment hearing against U.S. President Donald Trump. The local currency ended the day at 50.73 from 50.86 Monday. It opened the day at 50.78 and traded between 50.91 and 50.68. This brought the day's average to 50.771. Volume reached $1.55 billion higher than the $1.05 billion a day ago. The currency pair is seen to trade between 50.60 and 60.80 Wednesday.
Innovation, digital disruption, globalization. Startups, micro, small and medium enterprises, as well as large corporations all face interesting challenges in the market today. Peek into the world of exciting opportunities and partnerships to drive growth with the latest business news and information. We are open for business. Join the conversations to create a more vibrant environment for entrepreneurship. Catch Open for Business every Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. Open for Business, from vision to action.
Welcome back. More than 1,000 cholera-stricken pigs have been buried in Indonesia after their decaying carcasses were plucked from local waterways, a government official said Tuesday. Hundreds more swines are still floating in rivers and a lake near Medan, the capital of North Sumatra province, as police search for suspects who discarded their bodies. Some 6,000 pigs have died across North Sumatra since September, with many dumped into local waterways. Lab tests found that the animals died of hog cholera, but officials said they are also testing to see if any were stricken with African swine fever. Neither are believed to pose a risk to humans. In 2017, a hog cholera outbreak in Indonesia's East Nusa Tenggara province killed more than 10,000 pigs, causing severe financial losses for local farmers. A very rare species of small deer-like animal thought to be on the verge of extinction has been spotted in the northwestern jungle of Vietnam for the first time in nearly 30 years. And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Maricar Velasco and I am 1 with 25.